Hi there guys, welcome back to another episode of rig making for complete beginners. In this episode we're going to take a look at the running ledger rig and look at two different ways of how to make that. So what we're going to need for this rig is going to be using our Grease Weasel 60-pound shot leader. We're going to be using our 30-pound Amnesia snood line. You're also going to need two swivels, which are here, two beads, again preference of size and colour up to you, and then you're going to need the part that you decide to use as your running ledger. So I mean, you could use anything from traditional zip sliders, which are here, which are pretty easy to pick up. You could also use one of these, which is a swivel with a clip on. There's lots of other bits and pieces you can do. I mean, you can even make them if you wanted to go to the effort of making them. You could use a snap swivel, which is there, or you could use a swivel and a snap link there just to make your own. I mean, you can pick them up in the hundreds. So it all depends on what you want to use as the running part of the ledger rig. I personally prefer at the moment, I was using the zip sliders, but I now prefer just the swivel with the clip, which is there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two different versions of the rig, and then I'll show you how to do that right now. Right, so the first version you can do is go straight onto your main line of your rod. So I've got a test reel here, so this is the main line here, and all you'll do is you'll feed on your components as follows. So you'd feed on a bead, followed by your choice of sliding device. So I'm going to use a zip slider on this occasion, and then followed by another bead, which is here, and then you just tie onto this end your swivel. Which I'm going to do now. Just going to pull that tight with my knot puller to form a nice neat knot behind the swivel. And now I'm just going to cut that using my clips or scissors. So that was what it would look like on your end of your main line of your fishing coming out the rod tip there. So all that is a bead, a zip slider, and a bead. What you'll do is you'll connect your weight to the zip slider here, and what that will allow you to do will be the slider will slide up and down the main line. You'd obviously set your drag, and then when the fish takes the bait, the line will go out and there won't be no resistance from the lead weight itself. So that's what we're going to use it for. I would potentially use these predominantly for bass fishing, or fishing, you know, for larger fish in close, which will be what I'm going to use them for. I'm going to take a piece of snood line. It's 800mm of the Amnesia, and all I'll do is I'll tie that onto the swivel that we've just tied on. Pull that nice and tight, cut off the tag end, and then we will just tie on our hook. On this occasion I'm just using a Camazan 6.0. Just going to pull that nice and tight. Just going to pull this knot nice and tight now. Once I pull that knot nice and tight, I'm then going to just cut off the tag end, and that is my hook on the end there. So I'm just going to find a weight and clip on a weight, and we'll show you how it works. So you just push the release system on here to the side, and then you can clip on your weight. Either use a rolling lead or a gripper lead. Most people decide to use a gripper lead because obviously you want to try and grip the lines at the bottom of the seabed, and then the trace flows off of that. So how it works then will be that the zip slider will give you the movement of the line, and then the bait will be baited on the hook, presented away from the weight, and then obviously once the fish takes the baited hook, it has free line. You know, it can take as much line as it wants effectively, and it won't feel the resistance of the lead. So that is the first way of doing it, is tying it straight on to the end of your fishing rod. The only downside to tying it straight onto your fishing rod is that if you decide halfway through your session you want to change rigs, you have to cut off and retie a clip on, leaving this bit here, you know, it renders pointless. So I mean, if you're looking to fish multiple rigs on the one rod, then this probably isn't the setup for you. But what we're going to do now is we're going to look at a fixed rig that you can clip on and off your fishing rod, that you'll be able to change during your session. Right, and so to make the actual rig itself, the running ledger rig that you can clip on and off your line of your rod anytime you want, all we're going to do is we're going to start off by taking our grease weasel line here, which we cut to 800mm, tying on a swivel on one end, and cutting off the tag end. Which is there. We're going to then feed on the components. So we're just going to go for a bead there. We're going to put our slip slider back on with the attached lead that we did earlier, and then we're just going to put another bead on to protect the knots before the swivels, and then we're going to tie the swivel onto the end with our hook snood. Pull the knot nice and tight. Again, trim off the tag end, and there we have it. This is a changeable running ledger that you can clip on and off of your rod as you wish. We just use the same hook length, the same length of line, 800mm on the hook length, again with the 6.0 Aberdeen there. So this enables us now with the swivel to be able to clip the swivel on and off the rod, which will then enable us, if we wish to change the rig during the session. Again, still using the slider there, exactly the same way as you know, building it straight onto the line of the rod, and again the hook length there, same principle. The fish won't be able to feel the resistance of the lead, as the line will run freely through the zip slider, giving you a bait that is on the bottom, which will have the opportunity, once the fish takes it, to move, allowing you to then strike into the fish, and hopefully, you know, you get the fish. Like I said, I'd use this for the majority of time, just fishing in close on clean sandy beaches, targeting bass. That's what I'll probably use it for. Also on this rig, if you wanted to, you do have the ability of adding a second hook as a pennel just above the tied on hook, which will enable you to fish larger baits if you wish to do so. I hope you find that video useful, guys. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them as best as I can. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much.